Hey, what's up everybody? Jake here and welcome to the hobby. Some people got their hands on some booster packs of the upcoming Scarlet Violet EX set from Japan a little bit early, and so a bunch of cards have been leaked and we're going to be talking about these cards because it really showcases where the Pokemon Company is going to be headed for the rest of the Scarlet and Violet series. They're making some major changes and I'm actually pretty happy with some of these changes, so let's go over some of them. The first big change is that it looks like Rainbow Rare Pokemon cards are out. Rainbow Rares used to be the big chase cards for a lot of Pokemon series. I remember when Sun and Moon Burning Shadows came out many years ago, the big chase card from that set was the Rainbow Rare Charizard GX, and that card still commands a very hefty price. But nowadays, most people don't collect Rainbow Rare cards. A lot of people have shifted their focus over to illustration art and art rare cards just because these gallery cards tend to be more appealing. They have a lot more color, they resonate with a lot more folks, and some people find the Rainbow Rare cards to be a bit too much. A lot of the earlier Rainbow Rare cards I would say makes total sense. You could barely tell what Pokemon they were inside of the art. You had to stare at them super closely because sometimes from a distance you really couldn't even tell what Pokemon card you were looking at when you looked at some of the older Rainbow Rares. So definitely I can completely understand where the Pokemon Company is headed by removing these Rainbow Rares, especially since we have so many other kinds of chase cards inside of modern sets. It just wasn't necessary to keep in Rainbow Rares. Full art Pokemon cards are also getting a little bit of a makeover, especially with the new EX terrestrialization mechanic. A lot of these new EX cards, some of them have already been leaked, looked very different compared to some of the full art trainers that we're used to. They're definitely still full art where the whole entire card is covered in the artwork. They're expanding outside of the border. However, I do think these new full art trainer cards are a breath of fresh air. They're doing a little bit more of a sleek design. The full art trainer cards are still pretty straightforward, but I think the art is just a lot more crisp. The details are nice, and I'm excited to see these new full art Pokemon cards. Another big change with the upcoming Scarlet and Violet base set is that the Pokemon Company is going to be pushing and showcasing a lot of the new Pokemon from the Scarlet and Violet games a lot more. You know, when it came to something like the Galar region in the Sword and Shield era, I felt like a lot of the new Pokemons never really resonated with people. People were still focused on prior generations, and so the Pokemon Company is really pushing the Scarlet and Violet generation, which I think they should. These are brand new Pokemon, they're fresh, they're new, and the Pokemon Company should be advertising them instead of going back to Eevee, Pikachu, and Charizard again and again and again. So with this brand new Scarlet and Violet set, the Pokemon Company has a bunch of illustration cards to showcase all of these new Pokemon like Dodonzo and King Gambit, which are really cool cards, and I really appreciate that. I think the Pokemon Company is doing a good thing by introducing these new Pokemon in the best light possible, right? They're not just getting the full art treatment, they're getting illustration arts to showcase these Pokemon's personality, their characteristics, and everything about them, as well as full art trainer cards, where I think the Scarlet and Violet era had some of the best NPCs I've seen in quite a while. They had a ton of memorable characters inside of Scarlet and Violet. I mean, some people are talking about how annoying Hop was from Sword and Shield, and Scarlet and Violet has really resonated with people. They really enjoy the friendships you make along the way, and they even enjoy the teachers. I think some of the teachers were really cool. So a bunch of them are getting illustrations, artwork, along with their full art trainer cards. So I know that in Japan, Nurse Miriam is going to be a really popular card. So most likely the illustration art rare for Nurse Miriam might actually become the chase card for the Scarlet and Violet era. The Japanese collectors really love their full art trainer cards, and usually the chase cards for certain sets can actually be the full art trainer cards. So this is one of those chances where that might be a thing. But yeah, those are some of the big changes coming with Scarlet and Violet. Rainbow Rares are going to be completely removed. Full art trainer cards are getting a revamp. We're going to be getting a ton more illustration special art rare cards for modern era Pokemon rather than seeing some repeats. And of course, full art trainer cards are also getting some brand new illustration rares. So this is all really good news to me. It makes it sound like the Scarlet Violet base set is going to be a very exciting set, which is something that we've needed for quite a while, because I felt like the X and Y base set, the Sun and Moon base set, the Sword and Shield base set were all fairly boring. So I'm really happy with the Pokemon Company breaking the mold and saying that consumers are mature and they're able to handle a lot more than some generic and base Pokemon cards. So Scarlet and Violet base, don't miss out on it. It looks like it can be a lot of fun. The Scarlet and Violet base set won't be released until the end of March. March 31st, I think, is the release date, which is fairly late into the year for the first Pokemon card set of Scarlet and Violet. But we're actually a little bit behind schedule. I think Crown Zenith was probably supposed to release around October, November. So we're a little bit behind, but that's okay. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll see you guys next time.